start sharing with you the screen, and if the other ladies are joining up, so I want to let them know. So let's see. Can you see this screen?
Yes, yes, I see
Oh,
them. I see it.
okay, so today's lesson is we're going to be focusing on the passive forms, all right? The passive form. So I want to write down here some sentences. So if you can figure this out. So here I go. I want to write it down one. For example, the man say paints the house. This is one sentence. I want to write down another one. I want to write down, for example, like this. Okay, let's say fills the car. This is another sentence. I want to write another sentence. Something like my mom made dinner. Oh, sorry. This one. I want to write now another day call me this morning. And last but not least, for example, um, Graham. No, this is last name capital in telephone. All right, something like this. So let's go back and check. The first one is the man paints the house. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I want to write something like this. The house, let's see, is painted, and they say by the man. Another one, the mechanic fixed the car. So in here, I want to say the car, let's say was fixed. Fix. Let's say by the mechanic. In this one, my mom made dinner. Let's say something like dinner. They was made by my mom. Over here, they called me this morning. They called me this morning. So let's see. I start with me. This morning. Graham Bell invented the telephone and the scene, the telephone. Oh, let's see. Graham Bell. There's a mistake in here. I had to modify it because his names and last names always take the capital letters. So it's gonna be like this. All right. Is there anybody else on the meeting? Okay, it's Catherine there. So Catherine, morning. Catherine has
Hello, teacher. Good morning.
morning. Good morning. So this is Yesenia, and Yesenia, this is Catherine.
Hi,
Hello, Yesenia.
Catherine. Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Very well, thank you. Thank you for asking.
This is a very unusual time, but okay, the important thing is that we are already here. So I was sharing with you some examples. I wrote it down in the this is that's sentence in present. This is a sentence in past simple. This is a sentence in also in past simple, and this one over here, let's see, and this is another sentence in past simple. So far there is no big news, right? But I just want to point out, for example, if you see this, which is the original one, this one on top, and the one that is just Villa, the house is painted by the man. So I want you to focus on the form of this sentence. The house is painted by the man. Let me see what you notice. For example, the second one, the mechanic fixed the car. The car was fixed by the mechanic. So I also, to analyze this one, let's put it with green one. My mom made dinner. I want you to pay attention to this one. Dinner was made by my mom. In this one, they change the color. Just put this one a little bit pinky. And they called me this morning. I will call this morning by them. Also, let me just highlight this sentence. This one. And last but not least, Graham Bell invented the telephone. The telephone was invented by Graham Bell. So there's once more. Let me just highlight it with with this dark blue. All right, let's see. Let's start with Yesenia. If you see this sentence, what can you notice? The man paints the house, and the house is painted by the man. What can you tell me about this sentence? Is something that you know? Maybe you have seen these structures before.
Yes, I have seen this structure before, but I didn't remember how was it when you started writing it. I remember. What I can see here is that the subject change his place, right? Oh,
Okay, very good. That's a good way to look at it. All right, then we're going to be in in better detail and further details about it. So, Catherine, what about the second one? The mechanic fixed the car, and the car was fixed by the mechanic. What can you notice on the sentence?
The sentence
Yeah.
is a passive because the first the important is the object, don't the subject or
Okay.
the
You say, well, the matter is the object, not the subject. Okay, and you say something passive. All right, very good. So before we move on, you are totally right. And Yesenia pointed out that she could identify it, but don't remember exactly the name. And Catherine pointed out perfectly, yes, is the position of the object changes, and it's called passive. That's right. But before we move on, I really want to ask you a question to you, ladies. Okay, the question goes like this: How? Mm, well, let's change it like this. What kind of verbs? Let's see, do we have in English? What kind of verbs do we have in English? Say I. Who wants to respond?
regular and irregular.
Okay, so essentially we got two. That's right. So we have the regulars, and irregulars. So what is the difference? Who can tell me? For example, Catherine, what is the difference between regulars and irregular verbs, if you remember?
okay the regular verbs.
Yes.
Uh, his configured is with ed.
Okay. So you say the regular verb
Uh,
usually end up in the ed form,
ed. Yes.
and the
Irregular
irregulars.
irregular have the change sometimes. See, sometimes had a different change.
All right, so let's see. In general
Yeah,
term, that's
well,
right. So the regular verb usually finish in ed, and the regular verb usually change the form, although sometimes they are the same. For example, like heat, or put,
uh,
put. Okay,
read,
that's
read.
totally right.
Mhm.
Very good. Is anybody else joining up to the meeting? No, nobody else, just the two of you. I think that maybe Adriana was joining up, but no, she's not around. Okay, so questions so far. So far, so good. Any questions?
No,
Would you say Nia or Catherine?
no, I don't have questions yet.
No, teacher.
No questions up to now. All right. So now let me see something. So in here, I do really want to share with you. So, for example, an instruction. All right. So about the use of these. So to be even though a little bit more specific. So here it is. Can you see it? I want to zoom it up a little bit. And this is the topic we're gonna be working on today. So its name grammatically is the passive, or some all the people knowing as the passive voice. And when do we use this? So this is a little definition here. So Catherine, could you please read aloud the definition on top?
Okay, teacher. Uh, the passive form. We form the passive with the verb to be in the appropriate tense and the past participle of the main verb.
All right. So this is what they say. In other words, so they say, according to the definition, that we're gonna use the passive, or some people know it as the passive voice, in the following way. So you're gonna use the verb be followed by the past participle, the past participle of the verb be. But also in some books, you can also find that you can also use the passive voice using the verb get. It's not so common, but maybe if you see it one day, it's just for you to know that it's not only be, although this is the most common way, but it's sometimes you can use that one also with the verb get. It's about the same, but traditionally we opt to use of using the passive voice using with the verb be. All right, but sometimes it's acceptable using get. Great. So now, and when do we use it? So, Yesenia, could you please make this clear when we use the passive?
We use the passive when the person or people doing the action is or are unknown, unimportant, or obvious from the context. For
Okay,
example, the car was dented and we don't know who dented it.
we don't know who entered in. All right. So that it is in general terms, for example, the formation of the passive voice. So we have, so we say that the person is unimportant or is obvious from the context. And here that we usually form it with the verb be in the past participle of the main verb. So on this chart, we have different ways in which we can form passive voice. So we have an original sentence, which is called the active voice, and then we have the passive, which is formed using the verb be and the past participle of the main verb. So we have there are many ways in which we can form the passive voice. To begin with, we have the present simple, and there is an example in here. Ben plants a tree. A tree is planted by Ben. We have the present progressive, also known as the present continuous. There is an example. Ben is planting a tree. A tree is being planted by Ben. Notice here the change. Is remains because it's part of the continuous form, but the passive voice is always formed by the verb be. In this case is be, but we use it in the ing form, followed by the past participle of the main verb, and the main verb is plant. So it's a regular verb, so we're going to say planted. Past simple, Ben planted a tree. A tree was planted by Ben. Past progressive, also known as the past continuous, Ben was planting a tree. A tree was being planted by Ben. Once again, the verb be passive form, and the passive voice is here, the verb be and main verb in past participle. Also, present perfect. Ben has planted a tree. A tree has been planted by Ben. Notice here that in the middle of the verb have, we're going to include the past participle of the verb be, which is been. So we have be, was, were, and the past participle is been, followed by the past participle and the agent. The past perfect, Ben had planted a tree. A tree had been planted by Ben. So once again, it's quite similar to the previous one, just put it in between the past participle, the verb be. Future, simple future. Ben will plant a tree. In the passive voice, we're going to say a tree will be planted by Ben. In the middle of will, we're going to place the verb be followed by the past participle. Infinitive, remember that an infinitive is when we are going to use the preposition to in front of a verb. Ben has to plant a tree. A tree has to be planted. Once again, here we have the passive voice. And finally, with the modal verbs. Remember that the modal verbs, they don't usually follow preposition to before them. So the most common modal verbs we have around are might, must, can, could, should, all right, among others. Ben might plant a tree. A tree might be planted by Ben. So these are, for example, we got right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 different ways in which we can use the passive voice. So, any questions so far?
No,
Jusenia or Catherine, do you have any questions?
no, I'm taking notes.
All right. So you can, I don't know, you got your phone around, you can take a picture.
But I love the picture, so I prefer to write down in a notebook.
All right, very good. And Catherine, if you want to, you can do the same. You can take a picture, or if you want to take some notes, so go ahead.
Uh, Here, I take the picture.
I
All right.
finish also.
Okay, it's been done to you. All right, very good. So are you a couple of committed students? So I really appreciate it. Okay, that's pretty good. So now, so do you remember 9 different forms to use the the passive voice? Okay, it's important to remember something that I want to point out right away. When you see a sentence, it's a good idea, especially when you want to to change it from the active to the passive. I also actually I like to recommend my students that when having an opportunity to learn the passive voice, it's a good idea to use it directly. Not to focus much on the active, but try to do it immediately in the passive voice because sometimes people get confused when change it from one voice to the other because the book suggests that it's important to make a parallel between the active and the passive, but sometimes a student gets lost. So I think the best way to do it is do it directly in the passive voice. But explaining it in this way, we need to pay attention to the tense of the verb. So the man paints, the verb tells me that this is an action that happens in the present. Here, I see the verb is in the past form, so it indicates to me that is um, past tense and so forth. This is another past simple, so I'm going to keep it in mind because when I'm going to form the passive voice, so the verb be has to be accordingly to the original sentence. So the original sentence is past simple, so the verb be in the passive voice also has to be in past simple. Once again, past simple here was showing me that is the same. It has to be accordingly to the original sentence. In here, let's include another one. For example, uh, similar to the original, the mechanic, let's say, is fixing the car. So this is uh, an ordinary sentence, but how do you call this tense in here? Is fixing. Who knows? Either Catherine or Yesenia, what is this? How do you call this tense?
This one is present progressive.
All right, that's correct. That's present progressive, also known as present continuous. So if we do it directly to the passive mode, how's it gonna be the sentence?
If we are going to what verb?
Yeah, we're going to put this sentence into the passive voice. Right now it's in the active, so we're going to use it. We're going to put it into the passive voice. So how will be the transformation of this one?
The car. The car was being planted. No, no. The car was being fixed by the mechanic. No,
Okay,
it's
and
being. It's being.
let's see, Catherine, what you say is correct or is incorrect?
Is incorrect, teacher.
Okay, what can you modify?
The bear the bear is done what is bit
Mhm.
You
was
put
by bit. Is
is
um
being
the
and what
car is
else?
being fixed
So
or
you
fixed.
need so here is mixing the verb. So you say something
Yes,
like this.
fixed.
The car
Yes,
is being fixed by the mechanic. Yes, that's right. Because remember that I showed early, this is the present progressive or continuous is ing, so is being, and then the verb in the past participle. So that's the way. The car is being fixed by the mechanic. All right. Any questions?
No.
All right. Now
no, teacher.
I would like to test your ability to solve. Okay, it's like a game actually to solve some problems related to the passive. So let's go in there. It says in here that the two of you are gonna be a team. So Yesenia and Catherine are a team. The team is going to solve the puzzle or the questions. It seems that in here we have a couple of exercises using the passive voice. There is an original statement, and you're going to analyze what is going to be the right use, the right transformation of the sentence into the passive voice. So let's start with Yesenia. The original sentence says, my father bought the car. So which of these three options is the correct one? So Yesenia, make up your mind.
I'm here. I had the microphone muted. So the correct answer is the number 3. The house was bought by my father.
Good, excellent. And Catherine, this one, the chef cooks food every day.
The answer is 2.
Food is cooked every day by the chef. That's great, that's amazing. Okay, next. This is for Yesenia. The teacher solved the problems.
The problems were solved by the teacher. Number 3.
Number 3, that's good, excellent. What about this one? For Catherine, millions of tourists visit Spain every year.
Oh my God. Wait a minute, teacher.
Okay.
Millions tourists. Spain is visited by millions of tourists. The first.
Number 1. All right, let's check this out. Very good. Oh my God, these ladies have learned this quite well. Very good. So this is Yesenia once more. The dog ate my dinner.
My dinner was eaten by the dog. Number 3.
My dinner was eaten by the dog. Good. Excellent. Romans built bridges with stone. Catherine.
The Roman bar writes with stone. Roman brides was built with a stone. The first.
The first. Okay. And the answer is no.
Number 2.
Wrong. It was Roman bridges, because bridges is plural. So we have to match it up with the plural. So we say were. No bridges was, bridges were, because we're talking about plural. But no problem. Just we are here to learn. No problem. So let's go back with Yesenia. The next question. Jimmy feeds the pigeons.
The pigeons were fed by Jimmy. Number 3.
Okay. And wrong. Oh my God. Okay, that's contagious. Oh my God. I hope this is not the coronavirus around, but it's contagious. No, you need to analyze the
Are
verb.
fed.
The verb is in present. Remember what I told you. We need to pay attention to the form of the verb. So in here, Jimmy feeds indicates that the sentence is in present. So we need to use a present verb, and the pigeons is plural, so the pigeons are fed by Jimmy. So the correct option was number 1. So let's continue with Catherine. The children answer the question.
Okay. The, the question was answered by the children, the third.
Number 3. Good, right? And Yesenia, the postman delivered the letters.
The letters were delivered by the postman.
Number 2. Good, excellent. And the other question for Catherine, the man drives a car.
The oh my, the car is driven by the man. 1.
Okay, the car is driven by the man. Good, excellent. Is that another question? Yes. Graham Bell invented the telephone. We got it in the example, in the
Yeah.
explanation.
The telephone was invented by Graham Bell.
Good. All right. The cat chased a mouse. Catherine.
Mm, a mouse is chased by the cat. 1.
Okay, 1. No. Remember, chase. If you see the ed here, indicates that it's past. It's a regular verb, so it's a sentence in the past. So the answer was number 2. A mouse was chased by the cat. Okay, for now it's done. Your score is 6, and you have tried, but no problem. Now I want to go further in here because you, as a team, are gonna be working on this. So in here, we have to do something. It says passive forms. Put the words in the correct order to make passive sentences. So in this case, let's start with Catherine. So you're going to organize the sentence. You're going to tell me, and I'm going to organize it for you. So these are all the words being my has wallet stolen, and we're going to put it in the boxes so that we form a correct sentence. All right, Catherine.
Okay, teacher.
So tell me,
My wallet
my wallet
has been stolen.
stolen. All right. So Yesenia, it's your chance now.
Our television
Our television
is being
is being
repaired.
repaired. All right. So Catherine, now you.
These bags
These bags
are made by my hand.
by hand. These
By
bags
hand.
are made by hand. Okay, good. What about this one for Yesenia?
The film
The film
was made in 1 week.
in 1 week. Okay, the film was made in 1 week. All right. So here, Catherine.
They mm, were
They
asked
were asked
not to do that.
not to do that. All right, they were asked not to
They,
do that. Okay. Do you have a question? You want to change something?
mm, no, I have doubt, but I don't know.
Okay, no problem. Let's move on. E here for Yesenia.
The winners will be decided next week.
The winner will be decided next week. All right. Continue with the other one. This is a little bit longer for Catherine.
Okay. Gainesville's
Games fields.
were a series of. No, I'm sorry. Were based.
Where you want to make it, you want to, okay, make up your mind.
On a series of the Hunger books.
Game films were based on a series of the Hunger books. All right. Are you sure, or you want Yesenia to help you?
It sounds funny, but I am confused also. Um,
Anyway, for me,
the
I don't know.
Hunger Books. Um,
It's
oh yeah,
bad.
a
It's
series.
the game field were based. Uh, the game fields a series of the Hunger were based on books.
So, you want to organize it again?
The
I don't
Hunger.
sure, but yes, I'm going to
Oh yes,
reorganize.
the Hunger Games film.
Okay. How do you start?
The Hunger Games films.
So
Yes.
you want to remove this one. So how do you put it again?
The Hunger. Then Games films.
Uh-huh. The Hunger Games field. The Hunger Game films
Where?
Where
were on series.
No. One,
No,
were based. Yes.
uh-huh,
were based.
Wait on.
on
So you will remove this one.
and then a series of books.
The Hunger Games films were based on a series of books. This
Yes.
way?
Yes.
Okay, you are a team. All right. So this is for Yesenia.
Mm, over 3 million
Over 3 million
DVDs of Avatar
DVDs of Avatar
have been sold.
have been Sold. All right. And this is the end. Ta-da! It's time to check. And my gal, you did it 100%.
Yay.
Congrats. Very good. All right, you did all of them. You did it perfectly. So all of them, no questions, were perfectly. Even though you make up your mind in the previous one, but all of in general terms, they were quite well. So last but not least, there is another exercise, right, for you to practice, and this is about gut feeling. All right. In this case, we're gonna do something. We're gonna do this one right here. So you're going to dictate me, in this case, the form. So the theater, or this is the British English, we say the theta. But in American English is the spelling changes, and we say the theater has canceled the play. And the statement to be formed into the passive is the play by the theater. So let's start this time with Yesenia. You're going to dictate me, and I'm going to write for you.
Uh, the play has
Mhm.
been has been cancelled.
All right. By the theory. Did someone tell the student about the trip? So this is for Catherine. So Catherine, are you there? Is your
Yes, teacher.
chance? Is your chance?
Mm, no, teacher, I don't know.
Or you can ask some help to your partner.
I think it is where the students told.
Okay, this way. The student saw about the trip. So Catherine, do you agree?
Mm,
Yes, teacher.
by
All right.
someone.
No, but you already have the complement because this is a question, so there is no way to modify it because the complement is already there.
But we
Number
can we add the by someone after told,
by
or
some,
by the by thing always goes at the end.
I don't know if you want to modify it, no
No,
problem.
no. I would say were the students told by someone about the trip.
You say adding this.
Yes, someone.
Okay, if you want to leave it that way, no problem.
What, Catherine? What do you think?
I don't sure, but I I don't put the by someone.
So
The
let's
only the student told.
okay. So remove. Let's remove the someone, please.
So you want to delay this part in here. All right.
Yes.
What about here? They haven't announced the opening date yet. So let's do with this with, let's say, Jasenia.
Sorry.
Yes.
I had a, a dog. A dog is visiting us.
Okay.
Yeah, he left already. I have the door open because the cat goes in and out, but a dog came in.
So
Okay.
yeah, we're waiting for you to complete
Yeah.
this one. They haven't announced the opening date yet.
Okay. Now the opening date. Uh, haven't been opened. No, 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 no. Announced. I'm sorry. Announced. I'm sorry, tutor.
No problem.
They haven't announced.
Okay,
Haven't
haven't
been.
been announced. A car hit my dog. Okay, Catherine, what about you?
My dog was hit.
Mhm.
Okay, this way. My dog was hit by a car. Good. All right. You think it's right, so let's move on in here. Someone have burglared his house. This is for Yesenia.
His house had been burgled by someone.
Like this. By someone.
Yes.
Okay. 6. Students will organize the party themselves. This is Catherine.
Okay. Party. The party will will be organized
Will be organized. Okay. Claire didn't write that note. This is for Yesenia.
That note wasn't written by Claire.
Wasn't written by Claire. 8. Someone is painting our classroom for Catherine.
oh my God. Our class uh, our class is being a patent
Like,
patent.
like this.
No, the paths. Uh,
Like this.
yes.
Okay, it's been painted.
Ah,
No,
no,
but
no, no, no. I'm sorry. I only is been
all right.
by expresses.
Bye.
No, I don't sure. No, only is been.
All right. In here for Yesenia, people saw a meteorite over the North Pole.
Oh. A meteorite was saw over the
Oh,
North Pole.
okay. And lastly, the organizers will divide the prize money between the two winners. Catherine.
The present money will be divide ed
This way
ed the finish
will be between the
divide.
divided
Okay.
between the two winners. All right, so these are the answers. The play has been canceled. The student told, haven't been announced, was hit, had been burglared by someone, will be organized, wasn't written, is being, was so. So let's check and make up our minds about the original answers. And no, 7 out of 10. Let's try to understand why. So let's zoom it up a little bit more and try to go over one by one. So the theta was cancelled, so no problem. It's perfect in here. Were students told about the trip? Very good. They haven't announced the opening day yet. So what happened here was the tricky because the opening date is singular. So in this is like a thing, this is an object. As a result, we have to say hasn't,
Awesome.
not having, because this is a singular thing. So it has to be in accordance with the verb. So it's not possible to say the opening date haven't. In that case, it has to say opening dates with it, but with this is singular, so the verb is hasn't. This is the problem. In here, someone had burglared his house. This house had been burgled. This is correct, but by someone is not necessary. So
Okay.
you just, this complement by someone was not necessary. So just his house had been burgled, no more. All right. It
Okay.
was the only maybe two. Oh, let's check once. Yeah, the only two mistakes you made, but otherwise you did it very, very well. Okay, Yesenia and Catherine, do you have any questions? Remember the use of the passive voice, 9 different forms in which we can transform it. And remember that the passive voice is used when the action is or are known, important, or obvious from the context. So we don't pay attention about the person rather than the action. Okay? Any
Okay.
questions?
No.
Okay.
No
Sure.
question.
No question.
Okay, so far so good. So, all right. So for now, the class is over. Hope to see you again in another encounter. So it's just the beginning of the day. So have a nice rest of the day. So hope to see you around.
Thank you, tutor. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Okay. Thank
Enjoy
you,
your
teacher.
day.
You too. Take care.
You too. Bye, Catherine.
Okay, she's saying goodbye again.
Okay.
Bye
Okay.
bye.
Teacher,
Yes.
I had a question when you finish the graph, this class.
Uh-huh. Tell me.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye. Bye.
Is
No problem.
okay.
Bye bye, Jasenia.
Bye. Bye, tutor.
Okay. Bye, Yesenia. Sense.
Yes.
Teacher, en Spanish.
No problem.
Eh, ok, lo que pasa es que tengo que organizar una hoja de trabajo sobre el tema de present perfect, present, present por progressive. Es un show.
Uh-huh.
Pero lo importante es el present perfect.
Sí.
¿Usted qué me recomendaría? ¿Cómo cómo lo podría trabajar?
Venga, venga, yo le Sí, yo creo que eso está por acá. Venga, le puede tomar una foto a esto y es present perfect, me dijo. Present, where is it? Present la 35. Sí, pues digamos, y el otro es present progress. Lo que pasa es que son muy parecidos. En
Sí.
realidad, aquí está, esta es la formación, present perfect, el verbo have y el participio pasado, el verbo principal. La negación se incluye not o cuando la contracción se usa haven't, pero digamos digamos, se puede enfatizar en esta parte, el uso. ¿Cuándo se usa? Se usa en
Espere, profe,
estas,
porque no veo su pantalla.
¿cómo?
No estoy viendo no puedo ver su pantalla.
Okay, let me see once again. Uh, ahí,
Ah, no, es mi celular el que está molestando.
pero sí se ve la pantalla.
Ah, no, es para el celular. Que la señal me empezó a molestar, es por eso.
Ah, sí, pero mira, ahí está. Mira a ver si le puedo tomar la foto para que lo tenga claro.
Ok, le agradecería.
O hagamos algo, una captura de pantalla y vamos a ver si nos deja enviarla por acá. Ahí, ¿qué tal? Ahí se la envió al mensaje, a la opción de mensaje.
Mm, ok, dame un segundo, por favor. Bueno, todavía no me ha cargado, es que el internet me está como molestando.
Ah, pero ya se la envié a los mensajes.
Ah, ujú, listo, ya
A
voy a
la,
mirar.
y la otra es ¿cuál? Presente progresivo. Present perfect progressive. Es lo mismo. Present perfect progressive.
El de,
Mm,
como al trabajar con ese tema, yo podría decir que puede ser más o menos para qué nivel, para el A2
A
o
partir de
es
A2, sí.
muy
A partir de la 2 se empieza a ver ese presente perfecto. Es para
¿a partir de cuál fecha?
el A2.
El A2. Ah, listo.
Future, voy a donde es past progressive. No, yo lo tengo por acá. Reporters, present perfect, past perfect progressive, questions, past perfect. ¿Dónde está? No lo veo ya. Past progressive, steady verbs. Oh my god, se perdió. Debe estar por eso mismo.
Ahora sí ya puedo ver.
Sí, aquí está, mire, es lo mismo. Present perfect, progressive, igualmente. Chapter
Sí,
aquí.
pero entonces son como poner puras oraciones, algo así.
Ah, sí, lo puedes
Ok.
sacar. Mira, aquí está la otra, aquí se la compartí. Es para el presente progresivo. Se hace énfasis en la duración de la acción. Y ejemplos. John has been trying because he has been working, etcétera, etcétera.
Listo.
Sí, en realidad la diferencia no es mucho, simplemente es la adición del verbo en
De,
presente
del
participio,
have.
en el
Ujú.
ing. ¿Ok? Y los ejemplos,
Listo.
y ya con la definición puedes ya sacar más fácil los ejemplos.
Ujú. Sí, señor.
Ok,
Ah, listo, profe. Muchísimas gracias.
ok, bye bye.
Bye, teacher. Thanks.
Ok, you're welcome.